Hey YouTube, Sandy Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk in recognition of the World Series, I wanted to do a video about the Houston Astros. And man, do I hate the Astros, but they are on kind of an unbelievable run. This year's World Series makes it 4 of the last 6 World Series they have been a part of. Now, they only won once, and that was, of course, that very controversial 2017 year where they were caught cheating. So they will always be remembered as the cheating Houston Astros in my book. But just looking back, I've been thinking, will baseball and also the card collecting hobby, will they ever forgive the Houston Astros for being big cheaters? I'm not sure, because even this is now 5 years later, the Astros get booed heavily wherever they go because people are not going to forget that they cheated that year. And who knows how long the cheating went on, but they definitely got caught that year. And if you look at card prices for a lot of those players from those teams, they are way below what they would have been if they would have never been on the Astros. Like, for example, take a look at, here's Jose Altuve. Here's a rip card, which I did rip one of these on the channel one time because I had an extra one, but it was fun to rip it just because it was Altuve. Who knows, there might be a buzzer in there or something. But Altuve cards they're just not sought after. He's one of the most hated players in baseball. I think there's no doubt, because he was front and center of all the cheating, and I just don't like Altuve and don't like the Astros. But if he had been on another team, we might look at him differently because he's actually had a really put up really good numbers. And you hate to even say that because who knows how many of those numbers were actually, engorged from cheating. But yeah, Altuve's put up incredible numbers, but his cards are very low value. Another player from those teams that he's a really good player, but his cards have just never really done much. That's Alex Bregman. He's put together some really good seasons. Again, you always wonder, is that because he's cheating or is it because he's actually good? I think the hobby has really held players, especially from that team, to the fire for their card prices, despite having pretty good numbers. And look at they've been to 4 of the last 6 World Series. Another player. Now, so this is a player that's no longer on the Astros, but he still gets booed just being part of that team. That's Carlos Correa. He's now on the Twins now, and I know the Rangers fans were booing him when he came to town, so I'm sure he hears a lot of boos wherever he goes. Again, potentially what would have been a really great player. I mean, he could still be a great player, but he's always going to have that taint of the cheating. Now, here's a player that was actually well after all that, but even his cards are kind of a lower price. I think it's just because he has the stink of the Houston Astros on him. And that's Yordan Alvarez. This guy, he is just an amazing hitter. And he's always going to hold that stench of this team. And that's why his card prices are as low as they are. It's amazing how cheap cards like this are. I mean, these are nice rookies, great player. He's a home run hitter that can hit for average. A lot of people say, oh, he's a DH. Well, he also plays outfield, and he's actually not a terrible outfielder. So he's not exactly a full-time DH like some DHs. But just incredible hitter with unlimited power. But his card prices have never really done much because, yes, he's on the Astros, and he still is on the Astros. Another player that I don't have a card right here handy, I don't think. Let's see. I know he was in this set, but I don't think I have one over here. A player that Most years would have been a slam dunk rookie of the year, Jeremy Pena, who's on the Astros. He's a rookie this year. His cards are not really worth that much, and I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with the the name on his jersey. Just people hate the Astros, and you got to think, man. Did the Astros realize what a mess they're going to make of their legacies when they decided, hey, let's come up with this cheating system to try to get one over on baseball? And they're as stupid as they're actually good hitters. They didn't need that, I don't think. But by doing that and involving themselves in that cheating, they're no one's ever going to think that they're that good of players, and they're always going to hold them a notch below, supposedly non-cheating players. And yeah, and I think there was more than just them doing dumb cheating stuff that year. There had to be other teams that knew about this, but the Astros were just blatantly, brazen about it, I guess, and made it really obvious that something was going on. Whacking on trash can lids to tell players what the pitch count was. Supposedly wearing buzzers under their jerseys. I mean, that's one of the funniest Houston Astros cheating stories. Was Altuve hit a home run or something, and the team started to rip off his jersey, and he was like freaking out. And the theory is that he didn't want anybody to see the electronics and buzzer system that he had set up underneath his jersey. And, wackier things have happened. But he kind of said, oh, my wife doesn't want me to have my shirt ripped off. Yeah, whatever. You're a man. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure it was because he had something underneath his jersey, some type of wiring or something. I'm not saying there was a big old buzzer under there, but there might have been. But pretty obvious that there was something he was trying to hide there. Yeah, just crazy. And, putting cameras out in the outfield to try to steal signs. Sign stealing is okay in baseball if you do it without electronic enhancement. If your catcher is dumb enough to throw down signs in full view of a guy on second base, and the guy on second base figures out your signals and kind of tries to tip off the batter, that's on you for not changing up the signs or doing something, But if teams are actually using electronic methods to try to steal signs, that is definitely a line crossed. And the Astros would do that and then relay whacking trash can lids to signal the batters what pitch is coming. How other teams were dumb enough to not, man, that guy whacked that trash can 3 times and he knew I was throwing a fastball. Wow. I wonder if there could be something going on there. But anyway, other teams were dumb too. But the Astros definitely got caught red-handed. And on top of that, won. So they're always going to go down as some of the biggest cheaters in baseball history. So what do I think of their cards? I like great players, and I think that they probably still would have been good players without that cheating crap. But I have to admit, their cards just aren't worth much. And just me as a baseball fan, I just don't like the Astros. But I do have some of their cards. I do appreciate Jordan. I think if any of the Astros players' cards actually do something, it's going to be players like Jordan or Pena that came along well after that disgusting year of 2017 with the Astros. Yeah, but if you look, baseball over time forgives bad, terrible play, like not terrible, but villains of baseball. Like, there was never a bigger villain in baseball than Ty Cobb, and he's looked back as one of the all-time greats. I mean, this guy was a dirtbag of a player, but I mean, he was good, and you know, people look back and think of him as one of the all-time greats. So maybe 50 years from now, people will think, "Wow, that Astros team of the 2010s and 2020s was just a wrecking ball." And yeah, so they whacked some trash cans one year. I think over many years down the road, people will look back at these teams and kind of forget that they were cheaters and just look at their stats, because time forgets, and that's a sad thing, but I think that will happen. But anyway, what are you guys' thoughts? That's what's important. Are you Astros fan? Do you get tired of people talking about the cheating Astros? Do you think that it's warranted that people hold that against them? What do you think? Like, maybe the Astros get more heat than other teams. Like the Patriots, they cheat. They've been caught red-handed cheating, doing similar things, videotaping the opposing sidelines, trying to steal signs. But people don't hold the Patriots as big of cheaters as like the Astros get held down as. Tom Brady, big cheater, but he's won a bunch of Super Bowls, so people kind of overlook that. And believe me, 50 years from now, people are going to see Tom Brady as the all-time greatest player in the NFL. And that's him cheating is going to be a sidebar. So, do the Astros get a little bit unfair hatred from baseball as cheaters when other teams have cheated just as bad and they don't get that kind of heat? I mean, look at the Red Sox. There's this guy named Alex Cora. He was the guy on the Astros that set up this whole system of cheating. And he goes the next year to manage the Red Sox. They won the World Series in 2018. But no one ever says that team cheated. Even though the guy that pretty much, established the system of cheating was then on that team. Maybe the players were like, no, we know that's going to ruin our legacy. We want nothing to do with this cheating system. Or maybe they did cheat and just didn't bang trash can lids. But no one ever talks about that 2018 Red Sox team. So, like I said, what are your thoughts? Put down in the comments. What do you think of the Astros? Do you think that they're doing it totally clean now, and that we should probably recognize that they're a great team? I know they're a really good team because my favorite team, the Rangers, play them 17 times a year. And believe me, I watch every Rangers game. And when they play the Astros don't have to put out a lot of effort to beat the Rangers. So I know they're good. But, you cheated, so you're going to get exposed as a cheater, especially by your bitter enemies. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll go ahead and put these back up here. Thank you for watching. Is it hypocritical of me to have Astros cards as a Rangers fan? I don't know. I don't think so. I like Correa. I like Bregman. I like Jordan. I don't really like Altuve, but I do have some of his cards. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Later.